Word in these internet streets, according to the Hollywood Reporter, is that Doctor Strange is undergoing extensive reshoots. Now, what does this mean exactly? Well, there's been a lot of articles written on this as far as to the implications of where this stems from. But I had a couple of things here that I noticed and just kind of wanted to share with you guys in regards to the reshoots. Now, it has been reported that most of the reshoots are just for cameos. Okay. They're looking to punch up the movie a bit and add a bunch of cameos. But that kind of is where my eyebrow raises, is because there were a number of cameos that were already reported for this film prior to any reshoots or anything being confirmed for the film. So what else could you be adding? Now, you may ask, well, what cameos are you talking about? Because nothing has been confirmed. And I do deal with the realm of speculation, especially on the segment of Word in these streets. So it's a lot of rumor, speculation. But what do we know? Okay. Before this was given off, we were told that we were going to get, of course, Wanda Maximoff. That's been confirmed. We were told that we were getting Billy and Tommy Maximoff as well. There was photos that those kids shared showing that they were a part of the film or would have some small role to play in the film. Now, here's one I did not know about, was Monica Rambeau. She may have an appearance or a cameo in the film. Now, we also know we are getting Bruce Campbell, and that's from Bruce Campbell himself. It has not been told which character he will be playing, but he would be portrayed in the film. Now, here's one that I think is interesting, and this is one of the Spider-Men. And I think that's likely Tobey Maguire because of the connection with Sam Raimi. I do think that Tobey Maguire's story will continue in No Way Home. And I wouldn't even be surprised if he and Andrew are not in No Way Home and they just appear as a in-credit tag scene type of cameo thing. And then that story picks up in Doctor Strange. Stay tuned for that. The other was Professor X, Wolverine, and the X-Men. I made a video on this, but there was VFX leaks of Patrick Stewart's Professor X being included in the Multiverse of Madness, and he and Hugh Jackman have both said that they did not want to come back. And if that is truly Patrick Stewart's Professor X, that means Hugh Jackman's coming back, because they kind of said that they both were going out together and they wanted to do it together. So my guess is if one's come back, they both come back for a cameo, if nothing at least. Now, this was reported also that No Way Home would focus on the Spider-Man multiverse, and Doctor Strange would be focusing on the Fox universe, part of the multiverse, and tying all of that in. So you can kind of see with Wanda, we may get a Quicksilver. There were hints that the Fox-Vins Quicksilver would be coming back, and kind of maybe explaining his role in WandaVision. That could also come, but there was reports about the Illuminati showing up in this film, and most of those are Fox characters. So it stands to think that we know that we're going to get some sort of Fox tie-in. Now, when you say punch-ups or what other cameos could they be adding, they could be adding more of the X-Men. There could be a Halle Berry return as Storm, or the original Cyclops and Jean Grey, or Nightcrawler, or Ian McKellen's Magneto. There could be a lot of different punch-ups, so to speak, that they could add. Now, on top of that, I've also heard rumors of Ghost Rider appearing in the film. Of course, Shuma-Gorath as the villain. So maybe this going a more darker route in the Midnight Sun. So I think if you throw that in there, you'd have to include Blade and possibly Moon Knight. Could be a part of that. Of course, we're getting America Chavez. That has been confirmed, as she will be the vehicle to the multiversal jumping to the storyline. So that's also been put in there. And I'm trying to think. Of course, we're getting, the normal Doctor Strange cast members, as they're under contract, so they will be appearing in the film as well. I guess the question is, what do you think they're punching up? Who do you think they're adding to this film to make it be? Because you gotta think, Spider-Man No Way Home is probably the most hyped up film of all time. I think it may have even eclipsed Endgame at this point. If that is the case, and this film is the biggest Marvel film they've made thus far, Doctor Strange has to follow that up. And I don't think they're going to be able to tell a multiversal storyline, especially from what I've seen in the trailers, because the thing about John Watts and his films, they don't do a lot. And what I mean by that is he doesn't have a lot of craziness going on in his scripts and his storylines. When you look at Homecoming, you look at Far From Home, and then you look at the trailers for those films, they're not straightforward, but they are very grounded in the sense that it's not like all of this hoopla, spectacular jumping and this and what does this mean, and he's got you guessing and he's throwing this character. It's not a lot of that in his films. I don't think that No Way Home's going to be that much different in that retrospect. So if that is the case, they're going to have to take maybe multiple films to tell this multiversal story. So you could very well end up getting a Spider-Man, a Venom, a Kraven the Hunter. Some things from the Spider-Man movie are going to, leak into the the Doctor Strange movie. And really, I would say the Doctor Strange movie is the one that's more confusing, because you already have the WandaVision and Wanda storyline going into that film that you're trying to figure out how does that relate to what they have going on. And then you got Doctor Strange's who's the real villain of his film, and then you got all of these different tie-ins, as Doctor Strange is more of a character that is a glue character. He's not a character who really should probably stand on his own. I mean, his origin movie I feel like was mediocre because of the lack of other characters. He's a very good supporting character, but he's also a lead and very important character, but he plays better with other characters. And he seems like going forward, he's going to be the very glue of the MCU, because he's going to connect the Illuminati and Midnight Suns and Avengers and Spider-Verse. I mean, like, he's the one that's going to know what's going on throughout all of this. I wouldn't even be surprised if he's the one that has to go up against Kang the Conqueror and connect him to Ant-Man. So all of this is going on. I think Loki, speaking of Kang, I think Loki and the Sylvie Loki were rumored to appear in this film. I mean, it's the rumors and the speculation of who's going to be in Doctor Strange film is crazy, especially compared to No Way Home. I mean, there's a lot of hype for No Way Home and different characters popping up, but it's like twice as many that's supposed to be popping up in Doctor Strange. So let me know in the comment section, guys, how you feel about Doctor Strange reshoots, if there's any problems. Now, one thing I was going to get to before I get out of here. So Lizzie Hill on her Cosmic Circus website did have a article about, not worrying about the reshoots, because she actually was able to compare it to the 2000 and I believe it's 2004 Spider-Man 2 reshoots and how long they took. And I believe it was like 6 months or something. And it was very extensive. She's saying that this is something that's normal for a Sam Raimi movie because of the way he works. So, it could be nothing to worry about here. On the other side of that spectrum, Grace Randolph, who I trust she has sources. She has trusted sources. I trust her word when she gives you something. And she said that both Doctor Strange and Spider-Man No Way Home were kitchen sink movies, and they were a mess. And that's just from the test screenings and what she had been hearing. And she's saying that they didn't test very well. So the reshoots might be to go in and fix a lot of that. Now, Spider-Man No Way Home, it sounds like, Sony's pulling the trigger and they're just going with it. So whatever we get, they had extra time to do the film. They had an extra 6 months because they pushed it back. It was originally supposed to come out in July of this year, so they pushed it back. But I don't know if they had extensive reshoots for that to fix anything. And speaking to that, I think that's the reason why Tom Hardy maybe will appear tonight in the trailer and be included with Venom, because of the leaked photos of him with the hats and everything. That was around the times of reshoot, so maybe they did go in and fix it. But I don't know, guys. We just have to wait and see till tonight. It's gonna be hype. The trailer's supposed to premiere tonight, so let me know how you feel in the comment section about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Are you hyped for this movie? Are you not hyped for this movie? Do you think it's a hot mess, or do you think the reshoots are just for more cameos? Let me know in the comment section. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time.